All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful and, let's be honest, sometimes intimidating tools in the entire nail industry, the e-file. The whole point of this is to help you move past any fear you might have and turn it into a flawless, totally professional technique. You know, the e-file really is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's a game changer. You can reduce bulk, shape enhancements, and prep for fills with amazing speed and precision. But, and this is the part we have to take seriously, in the wrong hands, it can cause some major damage. We're talking those awful rings of fire, painful cuts, heat spikes, and even infections. Understanding this balance, this line between power and peril, is really the first step to mastering this tool.
So, to use this tool safely, we've got to learn to speak its language. Let's break down the machine itself, starting with the lingo every single nail tech needs to know. First up, you're going to see the letters RPM everywhere. That's just revolutions per minute. It's how fast the bit is spinning. Now, it's really tempting to think that cranking up the speed is always better, right? But that's a huge mistake. A higher RPM doesn't mean better work. It means you need way more control to avoid causing damage. It's all about precision, not just raw speed.
And this little tip from the Louisville Beauty Academy just says it all. Speed with purpose. You're not just going fast for the sake of it. You're choosing a specific speed for a specific reason. Maybe a lower speed for delicate work near the cuticle, and a higher one for taking down bulk. Every single adjustment has a purpose.
But you know, speed is only half of the story. The other really critical piece of the puzzle is torque. Think of torque as the power, the muscle behind the spin. It's what keeps that bit rotating smoothly, even when you apply pressure. If you don't have enough torque, the machine just gets bogged down, and your work gets all choppy and inefficient. Exactly. I mean, what good is a high RPM if the bit just stops spinning the second it touches the acrylic? That's why power matters. A professional-grade e-file has the torque to keep going, which lets you work smoothly. It's really the difference between a tool that works with you versus one that you're constantly fighting against. So we've got the power coming from the machine. Now let's talk about what actually touches the nail. The bits. We're going to start with the heavy hitters of the bit world, carbide bits.
Carbide bits are all about strength. They're absolutely fantastic for shredding through tough products like acrylic or hard gel. But, and I can't say this loudly enough, you must never, ever, ever use them on a client's natural nail. They are way too aggressive and they will cause damage in a heartbeat.
Okay, next up we have ceramic bits. Now these guys are known for a really important quality that makes a huge difference in how your client feels during the service. The big advantage with ceramic is that it just doesn't create as much heat from friction as metal does. This means the whole experience is cooler and way more comfortable for your client. This is a lifesaver, especially for anyone who's sensitive to those little heat spikes. And now, let's talk about the bit that was specifically designed with beginners and delicate work in mind, the safety bit. The genius of this bit is right there in the name. See that rounded, smooth top? That little design feature is what makes it safe. It lets you get right up close to the cuticle area on enhancement to get a really clean finish, but without that sharp edge that could cut your client's skin. It's a must-have when you're learning, but just remember it's still for use on enhancements, not the natural nail itself. Okay, so we understand the machine, we understand the bits. Now we're at the most important part of this whole thing, the absolute, non-negotiable rules of safety. This is all about protecting your client and, frankly, protecting your career. So when do you have the green light? You are good to go when you're using an e-file for things like removing acrylic or hard gel, shaping polygel, prepping for a fill, or smoothing down product that's a little too thick. These are the jobs the e-file was basically born to do. And here are the big red stop signs. These are the absolute no-go zones. You just don't use an e-file on the natural nail unless you've had very specific advanced training. You stop immediately if you see any cracked nails or broken skin. And if you're ever for a second unsure which bit you should be using, you don't guess. Every one of these is a serious liability. This simple rule right here should be your mantra. Just burn it into your brain. When in doubt, hand file. If you have any hesitation, any question in your mind at all, put the e-file down and pick up your hand file. It is always the safer, smarter choice. Okay, with that critical safety foundation set, let's actually walk through the exact step-by-step procedure. This is the kind of professional process you need to know, the kind that gets you ready for your license. We always start with the fundamentals, right? Sanitize everything. Then you choose the right bit for the task at hand. Set your RPM with purpose.
Lower speeds, maybe around 5 to 8,000 for prep work, and higher, 10 to 15,000 for serious bulk removal. Now, your technique is everything. Use a light touch, let the bit do the work for you, and try to keep the bit at about a 30-degree angle so you're not digging into the product.
So once you're going, you'll remove that bulk, then you'll move on to refining the cuticle area, probably switching to a safety bit on a low speed. And notice step 8, this is so important. You switch to a hand file for that final, detailed shaping. The e-file is a powerful tool, but it's not your only tool. And last, but definitely not least, you absolutely must clean and disinfect your bits properly after every single use. No exceptions. You know, mastering the e-file is more than just learning the steps. It's about adopting a professional mindset. It's about building a confidence that comes from a place of genuine care.
I really love this way of looking at it. Using an e-file the right way isn't just about being fast or showing off an advanced skill. It's a sign to your clients that you care. You care enough to learn high-level techniques to give them the best, most efficient, and, most importantly, safest service possible. And this is how you build that confidence. It's like a personal mantra. You're reminding yourself, yes, I can be patient. Yes, I can be gentle. Yes, I can choose the right tool for the job. Yes, I can protect my client and my career. This is how you turn rules into habits and turn that fear into total confidence. The journey always starts with, yes, I can. But the destination, that feeling when you know you've put in the work and you've truly mastered your craft, that's when you can confidently say, I have done it. So the only question left is, are you ready to start that journey?